Okay, and hopefully you can see that. If you have paper, I would pull out some paper or just like wait with or go through this with me. But today is a lot like what we did on Monday, except for instead of substitution, we're using elimination. And the first question on the quiz is you're going to be given a story problem like this, and you're just going to be asked to write the equations for it. So Jermaine and Chris are selling fruit for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy boxes of oranges or apples. Jermaine sold 3 boxes of oranges and 4 boxes of apples for $115. And Chris sold 10 boxes of oranges and 2 boxes of apples for $168. And we want to know the cost of each. So first, I just put these in colors of like, okay, this is going to be one of our sentences, this red part that Jermaine sold 3 boxes of oranges and 4 of apples. And then Chris sold 10 boxes of oranges and 2 boxes of apples. So that's going to be our other equation. And let O equal oranges and A equal apples. On the quiz, it's going to say like let O equal oranges and A equal apples or whatever it is. I'll give you what those variables are supposed to be. So for this red equation, if he sold 3 boxes of oranges, that's going to be 3O, and 4 boxes of apples, that's 4A equals 115. And then Chris sold 10 boxes of oranges and 2 boxes of apples for $168. So that's how you get those 2 equations. Should be pretty straightforward. And then we have to solve this, and I'm going to solve it with elimination. So that means I have to choose to eliminate one of these variables, either the O's or the A's. And in this case, I'm going to eliminate the A's because 3 doesn't go into 10, but 2 does go into 4. So I can make these will be a lot easier to deal with than these are going to be to deal with. So I can just multiply this bottom equation by -2, because then that's going to make this a -4A, which will then cancel that out right there. So if we multiply that by -2, it goes to all of those. So -2 times 10O is -20. -2 times 2A is -4A, and then -2 times 168 is -336. And now we can see, oh, when we add these together, they're going to cancel out. So we can add these 2 equations together. Those cancel, and then 3O minus 20O is -17O. And then 115 minus 336 is -221. And then just finish solving, divide by that -17, and you end up with O equals 13. So that means a box of oranges is $13. And then once we've solved for this, then we can solve for the other variable. And these were the 2 equations we started with. And I can take this, I can plug it into either one of these equations. You'll get the same answer. Doesn't matter which one you plug it into. So if I plug it into the top equation, that's 3 times 13 plus 4A equals 115. Well, 3 times 13 is 39 plus 4A equals 115. And then you should be able to solve this. Subtract that 39. You get 4A equals 76. Divide by 4, so A equals 19. And that means that a box of apples is $19. And then you're done. That's all you have to do with that. I'm going to go over 2 more examples. If you have questions, just interrupt me and I'll answer your questions. Okay, but if you don't interrupt me, I'm just going to assume that you're good. So if we look at this one, Maya and Ryan each improved their yards by planting hostas, which I don't even know what that is, and shrubs. They bought their supplies from the same store. Maya spent $96 on 6 hostas and 3 shrubs, and Ryan spent $152 on 12 hostas and 1 shrub. We want to know the cost of each. So every time, like if you're doing this and you have a highlighter or something, I would highlight it. But so we know Maya spent this much on 6 hostas and 3 shrubs, and then Ryan spent that much. So we're going to let H equal hostas and S equal shrubs. So that means for Maya, and I'm just going to do it in the same color, that 6H plus 3S equals 96, the $96. And then Ryan's bought 12 hostas and 1 shrub, so that's going to be 12H plus 1S equals 152. So that's the 2 equations, and that's the first question on the quiz today, is just like set up the equations. So then here, we're going to solve this with elimination, and we can choose to eliminate either one of these. They both will be easy. So to eliminate the H's, I'd multiply the top equation by -2. To eliminate the S's, I would just multiply this bottom equation by -3. I'm just going to choose to eliminate the H's. It doesn't matter. Like, you could do the S's and you're going to end up at the same exact spot. All we have to do is multiply that out. So -2 times 6H is -12H. -2 times 3S is -6S. And -2 times 96 is -120 or 192. And then we can see we're going to add these together. Those cancel. So I'm left with -5x or S equals -40. Then divide by that -5. So S equals 8, which means, because S's are shrubs, that means that each shrub is $8. And then just like we did in the other one, go back to our original equations. We're going to plug this 8 in for the S, and it doesn't matter which one I use. So I just use the top equation. You could use the green one. But we have 6H plus 3 times 8 equals 96, which is 6H plus 24 equals 96. Subtract that 24, and you get 6H equals 72. So divide by 6, H equals 12. So a hosta, whatever a hosta is, I'm not sure, is $12. Okay, and if you were to just start with this equation and it's asking you to solve it, the answer will be written as an ordered pair in alphabetical order. So since H comes before S, this would be written as 12, 8. I did that with my hand and that, or computer, it's pretty good. Okay. Okay, I'll do one more and then I'm just going to go to the quiz, kind of show you the quiz, and then I'll go to the assignment and then we'll be done. But so this one, Brady's school is selling tickets to the dance competition. The first day ticket sales, he sold 3 adult tickets and 11 children tickets for $166. And then on the second day, it was $232 for 9 adult tickets and 14 children or child tickets. We want to know the price of each. So here, again, I'm just going to do them in different colors. So that first day, we're going to let A equal the adult tickets and C equal the child tickets. So that's going to be 3 of the adult tickets, so 3A, plus 11 of the child tickets is a total of 166. And then day 2, we have 9 of the adult tickets and 14 of the child tickets, and that's 232. And then we just have to choose a variable to eliminate. 3 goes into 9, 11 does not go into 14, so I'm going to eliminate my A's here. So I'm just going to multiply that top equation by -3, because I always want them to be different signs. It's a little bit easier if they're different signs, and then you can just add. So if we multiply that, we get -9A minus 33C equals -498. The biggest mistake I see here is a lot of people will multiply to the first 2, but they'll forget this last one. So just don't forget the last one. And then the 9A's cancel. 14C minus 33C is -19C. 232 minus 498 is -266. Divide by that -19, so C equals 14. So 1 child ticket is $14. Then we can solve the adult tickets. Doesn't matter which one we plug this into. I'm just going to use that top equation. So 3A plus 11 times 14 is 166. So that's 3A plus 154 equals 166. Subtract that 154, you get 12. Divide by 3, you get 4. which doesn't make sense. Like in the world we live in, adults always pay more than children. But for this story problem, the child ticket is $10 more than the adult ticket. Okay. Questions on that at all? Pretty straightforward. I think like you guys have done this before. So last year, at least you should have done this, but okay. So if there's no questions for the assignment today, it's pretty straightforward. So here, if we go to this, so just make sure there's the assignment and there's the quiz. So do both. But for the assignment, click on whatever period you're in. So like I'll pretend I'm in 7th period. And then your class code will be on there. And then you can put continue without signing in. You just put your name. And then today's activity isn't that bad. So like drag the point to show its solution. Well, it's where they cross. And then explain it. This one's just sketch 2 linear systems who have that as their solution. So that has to be their crossing point. And you could either just draw this by hand, or there's like this sketch tool here that could draw a straight line for you. But then just draw that. Again, pretty straightforward. This one, you're looking at graphs, and I wish these were a little bit more organized, but like you have to find where they're crossing. So like this one would be 5, -2. So then this would just go on that. Okay, and there might be some that don't go with anything. This one, solve by substitution, solve by elimination. I always solve by substitution, and really this is up to you. You can solve any of them by substitution. You can solve any by elimination. But like this one's already solved for y, so I would do that with substitution. This one is not solved for anything, so I would use elimination. Okay, but it's just your preferred method. It doesn't matter, like there's not a right or wrong answer on this. Explain your thinking. And then this one is where you're gonna just actually go through and solve these. And then once you find them, like say this one equaled 2, then you just put that there and say the x equaled -1. Now, I don't think that's right. I was just like picking numbers, but pretty straightforward. And I know there's not a submit button. I don't know why. It's kind of annoying. Like sometimes it pops up and other times it doesn't, but I can see all your work. So just as long as you go through all of it, you should be fine. And then for the quiz, so once you're here, you can just push this next button down here and it will bring you to the quiz. You get 2 chances on this. So if you totally screw up the first time, just do it a second time. But this one is just setting up the equations like I just did. So if you came in a little bit later and you need more help setting up equations, just go, I'm going to post this video. So just go back and watch the beginning of this or watch the video that I posted before. And then there's 3 just solving these. So just solve them. And then this is just like the last one, like, would you be able to teach this to a friend? Okay, and that's pretty much it for today. Next time we're doing 3 variable systems and it's going to get a little bit harder, just like a heads up. Okay, these first 2 days aren't so bad. The 3rd day is not bad, it's just kind of tedious. So just be ready for that. Maybe watch the video in advance before like Friday or whatever. But that's really all I have. If you have questions, you can stay and ask questions. I'm connected to my iPad, so I can like write stuff out if you need me to solve more equations or something. But that is pretty much it for today. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And stop recording.